Alright, so, hey guys. I haven't done this in a while. Gotta have a little bit of a slumber party. I was just doing some thinking about some stuff. I wanted to talk to you about, like, one of these things that have been, like, kind of big that happened for me in the last few months. And it was kind of like a real eye opener, and it kind of like was just really, it was kind of sad, but not real sad. And then it's kind of sad that it wasn't really sad. That was the thing. So I broke my ankle, and I was dealing with that for like a long time, and I was getting real bored on the couch. So I was doing just about anything I could do to like get some kind of like interaction with human beings. So I started going back on to OkCupid. It was alright. I mean, I was just kind of like goofing around and like talking to people, and see, the thing is, when I go on OkCupid, apparently there's this whole thing that you're supposed to do now on OkCupid. Like, apparently the wooing thing is like really complicated and everything, but all I do is just like say something big like that based on what they say in their little profile, and then they get back to me, and then I just kind of like talk, and I don't, I'm not like asking them for like pictures of their private parts or anything, and I'm not offering pictures of my private parts. I'm just talking to them about like what's going on in their life. And it usually just kind of like fizzles out, because most people are like, well, this is fun, but like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, so I guess we'll try it again in another life or something. And the hell, ow, damn, these kittens are running crazy over this room. So anyway, I was kind of doing that, and I met this girl. She said her name was Jan, and she was kind of cute. Like, she had this like look that I really like, sort of dark hair and long nose and full lips, and just she was just, actually, I'm not gonna kid you, this girl was gorgeous. She was absolutely beautiful. And we started talking about stuff, and like she started telling me about how she was like into video games, and like how she had all these things that were going on and with her life. And it was like, at some point I knew we had to like meet, because she was getting real excited talking to me, and I was getting excited talking to her, because I hadn't talked to anybody in like a long time. So it was like, I don't know, I was just really, really desperate for some kind of like human interaction. I don't know what's going on, why this is turning all red. Oh, shit. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to cut most of this down. This is crazy. These cats are out of their minds. They're just, God, they're really cute when you get them and you like them, but just after a while they start becoming like these rats or roaches. They're just in everything. Ugh. So eventually we go ahead, and I go to meet this girl, and I go down to where she lives. She lives down by the beach, and so I meet up with her at a coffee shop near the beach, and she's lovely and articulate and smart, and like, she's a little, to me she looks really fragile. To me she looks like a willow tree, like about to like bend and break in a storm. And that's just like the writer in me, saying shit like that. So she told me about her stuff and how she'd been through some like really difficult medical stuff, and I was like, I like her, but I don't think that this is right, because I'm kind of too off the rails for somebody like this. Like, I really felt like I just was going to be too much for her. And so I was like, sort of kind of just gently kind of like trying to bow my head out of the date and everything. She just wasn't having it. She was like, oh, can I wait for you while you wait for your Uber? And I was like, sure. But I didn't want her to. Not that I didn't like her. I just didn't think it was right. It just felt, I don't know. So I get in the Uber, and then the Uber ride was like the most fascinating Uber ride I ever had. It was like this like actor who was like kind of a famous actor, and he just would drive to Uber when he didn't have anything else to do, and all these other people he picked up, and it just turned into this like long big conversation about like all this stuff, and I had stuff to say, and I don't know, it was kind of a weird day, but that was that meeting. So after that, I was kind of like, Jan, her name wasn't Jan, but I might as well keep it with Jan, because I'm not going to tell you her real name. Jan, I don't know if this is going to work or not, because I don't know if you think. And she was like, I feel a really strong connection to you. I really think that there's something good here. Why don't we? And I'm like, look, I have to go visit my parents. I'm gonna get off this stupid thing. My life is gonna be turning upside down in a few weeks. I was not prepared for any of this. I just was like, let's just I don't know. Do you want to meet one more time? So we met, and we went to this restaurant and sat down, and we were just like talking about stuff, and it was like nice, and she was just like, she kind of like looked like really like nervous, and then I was like, hey, they have Scotch eggs. I've never had that, but I've heard of it. I'm gonna try it. And she said, okay. And then so when the guy came, she said, okay, 2 Scotch eggs too. And then I was like, so you're gonna try one too? And she said, yeah. And I was like, okay, so maybe this isn't so bad, Like maybe she is this like explorer like I am, and maybe there's more than meets the eye. So we went out on the beach afterwards, because she lives on the beach. She does very well for herself. And well, we sat down and we kind of talked for a while, and I asked her if I could kiss her, and she said yeah, and I kissed her, and she like seemed to like that. And then we talked a little bit more, and then we were walking back, and then I asked her if I could kiss her again, and then I kissed her again, and she really liked it. And there was like this whole question of like, whether she was going to invite me up to her room or not. And I was like, I'm not doing this, because let's hang on, let's see what happens, let's do this the right way. After that, I go to my parents, and I visit my parents in North Carolina. I stay with them for like this is supposed to be like several months that I'm visiting my parents in North Carolina, and we're talking back and forth every like couple of days, like every day actually, and I'm getting this thing that like she really likes me, and I kind of like her too, and it's like this seems like this could be like a really cool thing. And days and days and days go by, and eventually I just get flabbergasted. I just said, you know what? Fuck this. I gotta go back to LA and see what's going on with this girl. And my mom was like, what are you doing, Kevin? Please don't leave. And like they were disappointed that I was leaving, because they thought I was going off on another half-assed thing, which I was, but not. I didn't really mean to. So she actually bought me a plane ticket to come back, and she said, you can come stay with me for a few days, for a week, until you get started driving Lyft, because the whole idea was that I was going to start driving Lyft, and it was going to be this thing that was going to like pan out, and I was going to be able to get my own place, and everything was going to be great, and we were going to just like go from there, Jan and I. Well, for like 3 days we made it. It was cool. Like we did a bunch of stuff. We went grocery shopping. I didn't really quite feel comfortable living in her house, and like I didn't really like the whole. It's just something was off. I couldn't get comfortable, and like she kept being like, "Oh, you just relax. It'll be okay." And at some point, like I was just like, we were at the grocery store, and I was like really just like not feeling it, and I just was like, dude, was that as horrible for you as it was for me? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know. And then the next day I went to the liquor store down the street from her house while she was at work and drank a bunch of liquor and then passed out. And was passed out when she got home from work, and she was really upset. And that was basically it. And it all kind of like went downhill from there. Like I was like, look, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. That was just, maybe I was testing something. Maybe I just needed to see, like, could I get away with this? I don't know what was going on, but you're just gonna have to trust me that, I don't want to do this again, and I really want this to work out. But unfortunately, all right, kitten, god damn it. This is the very sad part of the story, cat. I didn't. She really believed in me. She really believed that I had something in me that was worthwhile. And I gotta be honest, it was the first time in a long time that anybody had really made me feel that way. And I was scared, I guess. I don't know. I was really scared, and I didn't know if the way that she wanted me to read all this stuff about Carlos Castaneda and like connecting the self and all this stuff, and I don't know where I am with all that. Like it's like, why following some dude's idea of like what, how the universe works makes about as much sense as following my own understanding of how the universe works. I mean, it's just as likely. I don't know. And so I didn't give it the attention that it deserved. And Jan, if you're out there and you're watching this, I'm very, very sorry. And I don't know how it could have gone any other way. I mean, we just kind of like just jumped feet first into this whole thing. And I mean, we had a good time. I mean, she liked watching, she introduced me to this show called Farscape that like just fucking blew my mind, and it was really, really good. And like, she was really smart, and she was really sexy, and she really, was like everything that I needed for a stable life, like a real stable life, like Get away. God damn it. I'm trying to be philosophical here. A real stable life that I could like turn into, like, you know, eventually, you know, dying holding somebody's hand. So I don't know. It's a shame that it didn't work out. I hope that it's not my last chance. She really was an amazing person, and I will never forget you, Jan. Like, you were just the most amazing thing. And I would think about you and I would just cry for a while, because I just how good I think that you are. And you're so smart, and I just didn't deserve you. And that was the thing. And, like, maybe that's the thing. Like, I felt like I didn't deserve it. Like, I didn't deserve to have this thing. It's just like one of the things that I said as like a joke, but maybe it wasn't a joke, was like, I don't deserve to have this hot girlfriend who lives at the beach and is rich and is like awesome, and I can, you know, like, this isn't what my life should be. I'm this dirt bag that just has to float through the universe searching for answers. And maybe I don't have to be that. But at the time, that's kind of how I felt like I was. And now I'm fucking sleeping on the floor of my ex-wife's house again. The fucking kittens flying around the room. I really, you know, there are nights when I really wish that I had her little frail body to hold close, because this could have been the biggest mistake I ever made. Or it could not have been. I don't know. I haven't spent that much time thinking about it. So, anyway, campers, this has been just a clusterfuck, and I'm going to edit this down a lot because these fucking cats are just ridiculous. But I just want you to know, look, at some point, I'm going to have to start saying things like, would you subscribe, or hit that button down there saying that you like this, and do all that stuff. And then I'll say my catchphrase, which is, I'll see you in the funny papers. Fucking